All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the four elect tabernacle of David, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, what is E? What do E got up his sleeve? What play is he trying to set? Especially dealing with all this political shenanigans, involved or centered around this chick Kamala Harris, this guy Sleepy Joe stepping down, and Donald Trump, or DJ Nero, all right? And we know that, tensions is brewing. The country is divided, on the political spectrum. You got people that's wondering who's going to get in, which show you how clueless these average American peons are. They have no idea that all this shit is controlled. It's all set up, by the elite. But like the scriptures tell you about our people, they trust in oppression. They still believe in this system somehow, even though they've been non-existent. All right, when it comes to, social issues, anytime Jake try to call out for anything or ask for anything, it never fails. Nobody gives a damn about your betterment. Okay. But here it is. Jake still, being simple. And this, your tomfoolery, your ignorance can actually play against you this time. Because we know that this beast, the two horns that we read about in Revelation 13 and 11, it's still on the same head of the beast, these two horns, but they play like they're divided. They play like they're, not within the same system. So both sides are being played, but our people, they still buy it because they're simple. The scriptures say, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They always sheep heading for the slaughter. So you can't put it past this devil to, set certain things in motion, to put you Jakes in a pit, in a pickle. All right. And he can use this tension that's being stirred up against you. Because we know that Esau, you got the Edomites that are on the MAGA side, the red side. And some of them, they have the sentiment of, blacks are so-called black people are not my enemy. It's the deep state. It's the 1%. It's the globalists. And the elites can actually be paying attention to that. And you got, Kamala representing the Democratic side, and you got a lot of so-called black women putting up money for her campaign. And you got simp Negroes as well. All right, the men who women rule over, they stepping out and supporting her too. But then you got a lot of black men that's like, nah, we know what this hoe did. We know what she's about. And, she's never, she ain't did one thing towards you so-called Negroes. All right. She didn't support your reparations when you called for it. So now they're parading her like she's a so-called black woman, and it's when it's convenient. Because she even, there's footage of her admitting that she's not even a so-called black woman. That so-called Afro-American woman. All that is out, but Jake, all they need is just somebody with a sprinkle of melanin, and to emulate you, and that's all it takes. But anyway, we know that this man is always plotting. All right, let me get a quick script. Let's go to Psalms 37 and verse 32. And it says, the wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. And just know and understand that, if it's any way to get you tribes in a line of fire, he's going to do that. It's what we call him Wild E, because he likes to set traps for you. And this whole election can very well be just that. And the Lord can actually allow that because he's going to use your trust in man against you. The scriptures tell you, cursed be he that trusteth in man. And you still trust this damn system. They throw you a few token Negroes with a few success stories, and you think that, that applies to you. And it's to basically keep hope alive for you here in Babylon, in the land of your captivity, when this was clearly not your rest. So now you got the evil of two lessers going. So you like, okay, which shackle will feel best around my neck? That's why, hey, I hope it does pop off. I hope it does go down November. But just know and understand that you're being placed in a line of fire, man. All right? Because you got them Edomites that's talking that, deep state is the enemy, the small hats and the 1%ers. If this dude Trump, if Nero don't get in there, and they saw how you so-called black women and you Jakes were the face behind Kamala, it can get real. And I recently just seen this dude, Dr. Umar Johnson. He was on The Art of Dialogue, and he was saying for if she gets up in there and they somehow rig it to where she gets in, which will mean that it was already orchestrated, because presidents are not elected, they're selected, right? He basically was saying, you uppity Negroes, you bougies that live in the suburbs, you live in the so-called Edomite areas, the so-called white areas. If she gets in there, you better be locked and loaded. You better be armed. You better have a weapon on you, because you're not going to be safe in those areas. See, they saying what they saying now, but watch that energy change, because he's still the devil. He's still your enemy. Even if they saying, oh, you're not my enemy, you're my fellow American brother or sister, right? You can't forget their nature. And even the elites know this, all right? Let me get Psalms 55. It is Psalms 55 and 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. All right, and they'd be willing to go to war with you at any moment. They itch for that, because that enmity that the Most High placed between the seed of the woman and the serpent, that has never left. You just had a recent incident where a so-called black woman got shot in the eye. All right, because she had a pot in her hand, and man, they was ready for it, man. Told her that they was gonna shoot her in the face, in the head. She didn't pose no threat with a damn pot. Why they got guns, but they did just what they wanted to do. All right, and you got a lot of Edomites that are feeling a certain way, and they don't see nothing wrong in what the officer did, like usual. Them the same ones that's gonna be behind backing Trump, and they're gonna be the ones that's gonna raise hell and make it not safe nowhere if that nigga don't get in there. That orange Edomite. All right. It says, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. All right. So don't think for a second that these devils won't flip on you. And it can happen on either side. Whether Trump gets in there, they're going to feel like, oh, you Negroes, you didn't betray the blue side. You know, them liberals going to feel betrayed. And then we know how Trump rolls. He going to be that cruel Lord. And he's definitely going to give them officers full immunity. So what you saw to that so-called black woman, that can happen all around the country. And they're gonna get right away. All right. So can't put it past it though. So let me play this little video. All right, and I'll just play this. And like I said, don't be surprised what they end up doing. You know, everything is being shown through a lot of predictive programming. You know, with Kamala, how she just out of nowhere just climbed up, sucked it like my man Judge Joe Brown said. She sucked her way to the top. Got in good with the small hat and married him. And she didn't adopt no Jake kid. She took some Edomites under her wing as her own. So she doesn't really care too much for you tribes, especially you so-called Negroes. But she get all the way up there, then become VP, and then now she's being endorsed and getting ready to run campaign for president. So they got something in stores, man. But we gonna sit back and see. So let me play this real quick.
Right, we got some weird stuff to talk about, so stop scrolling. First off, I just like to point out how useless congressional hearings are. Look at this shit. I'll have to direct you to the FBI investigation. Oh, I'll have to direct you to the Secret Service.
And this is all part of the psyop. All right, because they got to make this thing suspenseful. They got to make this thing, you know, look like it was really a legitimate thing that took place with this so-called attempted assassination. All right. So they got the camera rolling, lights, camera, action. All right, with this little hearing for this Secret Service director. Okay. And this is all really just to draw everybody in. Everybody's being drawn in, hook, line, and sinker, man. So you know that at the polls is going to be the tension is going to be very high. People have they're pouring their whole hearts into this. This is like especially for the red side. You know, Trump is that last great white hope for America, for Babylon. He got to get in there, or they're gonna tear shit up. And then you had this guy J.E. Vance. He's putting that spirit out there. They want a civil war. And the prophecy already say it's going to be Egyptian against Egyptian. Every man shall fight against his brother, neighbor against neighbor, Egyptian against Egyptian. And I just did a lesson recently where a woman, she wasn't even in the country. All right, this woman is not even in America. She's a foreign woman, and she had a dream that an angel came to her and told her 4 different things that can happen by 2025. And one of them was she actually saw 2 people fighting against each other, and they have blue and red. So you already know that can very well be significant of this potential civil war to pop off in this country, because it's already divided. So people are glued to their seats watching, you know, the Secret Service director get scolded. All right, these speeches at the RNC, the DNC, got all these celebrities showing up, putting on an act. stirring the minds of these people. It's really an enchantment. That's basically what's going on. They're running enchantments on you people, man. Scriptures say Isaiah 47, stand now with thine enchantments. With all these sorceries, man. But anyway, let's continue. Because they're gonna have celebrities on both sides. You just saw you had Amber Rose. You got a famous 304 thought slut, but she's famous enough and important enough in this low down society to come and make a speech endorsing Nero, DJ Nero. So watch what rappers or celebrities, ball players they're gonna have on the Democratic side, and it's all to pull you in, to choose a side. Now realizing both of those horns on that beast are working together, and eventually it's going to be speaking as that dragon. You just wait.
It's a giant waste of time. And then on top of that, we have interesting data coming out from the Heritage Foundation's oversight project. So basically, as you can see, it tracked devices out of the Trump assassin's home and work. So Thomas Matthew Crooks had one device specifically, which was not his, that visited his home and his work and also frequented a location in Washington, D.C., right beside the Secret Service HQ. It just keeps getting weirder. Meanwhile, you have poll numbers showing that Kamala is at 44% ahead of Trump. I hate to say it, but it does look like they're going to steal the election.
All right. So there's a reason why I kept pausing it. All right, because I don't know if the algorithm, based on what he just said, if they're going to trip. But you see in the caption, do you think that they're going to? We already know the answer to this. They're going to select whoever they already had ordained to be put in at this time. All right. So we know that they spend time plotting on this. Okay, the scriptures talk about. Let me get to it. This is Psalm 64 and 1 and 2, and I'm gonna jump down. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, hear my voice, and this is in the Amplified. It says, O power, in my complaint, guard my life from the terror of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel, a conspiracy of the ungodly, from the scheming of those who do wrong. All right, and like the scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And this whole election and the fact that they've been predictably programming division, civil wars, cyber attacks on your infrastructure, all these different things, civil unrest. So they got something in store, we're going to see, because it's like either way, whether whoever gets in there, it's still a lose-lose situation. Babylon is on his way out. It's finished. Whoever gets in there, they're going to run Babylon into the ground, especially Kamala, man. You get Kamala, she's going to run this place wholly into the ground. Quick. Trump gets in there, you're going to see the Jim Crow, the 1920s. You're going to see that version of Esau come back. All right. Nero's going to come down with that sledge, with that iron fist. Read Isaiah 19 about the cruel Lord. And all they doing is alley-ooping each other. It doesn't matter if you Republican or Democrat. They're gonna get the agenda done, because that's what it's all about. The agenda of the elite. So let's jump down to verse 5. And it says they encourage themselves in their pursuit of an evil agenda. And we know what their evil agenda is. They want order. They want order out of chaos. They want to bring problem, sit back and watch the reaction, and then bring the solution. They want to cause chaos in the streets. Racial tension. Instability. That way that he can swoop in and pull these people right into the system. We need to watch everybody. Everybody needs to be monitored. So no more anonymity. We need everybody to get on this new digital wave, a new digital identity. Everybody is going to have a behavioral credit system. And then eventually, the MOT to the B. Everybody get this device. All right. No, that way nobody can steal. Nobody can loot, rob. The only way you can be able to buy and sell is through this, and we will be able to monitor and trace everything that you do, every transaction. That's part of the evil agenda. But they're setting the stage for it now by ensuing all this chaos. All right, enforcing all this division. It says they talk of laying snares secretly. They say, who will discover us? Right? Because they in the dark. When they have their little secret councils, they're not in your face. You can't walk down to your local city council and raise hands and ask questions and all this other stuff. They be at the Bilderberg meeting, Davos, World Economic Forum, various other meetings, and they set all these things up. Your cyber attack thing, they've been simulating that. So eventually, they're testing everything out. It's an operation, that's being carried out. They knock out the power. They knock out, your water supply. And that's going to be like a plague to the people. The people in the cities, they're going to suffer the worst. Because you realize in the city how vulnerable you really are. Because you're dependent on these different systems that they have full control over. That they can stop within a snap of a finger, man. In a second. So it's man. They're definitely in pursuit of a very evil, sinister, diabolical agenda. Okay, it says they devise acts of injustice, saying we are ready with a well-conceived plan. For the inward thought in the heart of a man are deep, mysterious, unsearchable. But right now, with all the things that Esau's doing, he is being searched out. He is being found out, because the Lord said he would not be able to hide himself. I have uncovered his secret places. I have made him bare. He cannot hide himself. Okay. Plus, what it says in verse 8: so they will be caused to stumble. Their own tongue is against them. So you got whistleblowers and insiders. Just spilling the beans, giving the information, and they're trying to make it inaccessible by regulating the internet. So you got to go to Rumble and BitChute is damn near selling out. They got commercial ads now. So they trying to make it harder to find, the facts that makes them look bad, that exposes them. But it's out there. The Lord is consuming you devils by the spirit of his mouth. You got the prophets that's not going to hold silence. But our job is to warn our people, man. Even though 2/3 of them, they're foolish. They're sheep to the slaughter. The prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Proverbs 22:3. And this man is about to line y'all up, man. because you Jakes, you're heavily invested in this whole thing. So when it's all said and done, and whoever they put in there, they're gonna be looking at you. You're gonna receive the blame. Then you could say Jacob's trouble is is pretty much on, because you're gonna be targeted out there, man. This is Psalms 10. Yeah, Psalms 10 and 8. It says he lurks in ambush in the villages, in hiding places. He kills the innocent. He lies in wait for the unfortunate, the unhappy, the poor, the helpless, and that's you Jakes, you tribes, which is why you always asking for handouts, from your government, right? What's in it for us? Why should you have our vote? You got Jake that's in that spirit. How about not voting at all? All right? We're supposed to be putting your trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but, Jake rather go down to Egypt for help. I mean, it's going to backfire on him. It says he lurks in a hiding place like a lion in his lair. These secret councils. He lies in wait to catch the afflicted, and you Jakes are afflicted. You the ones that are poor, and you working your asses off in all these different jobs, and what you making is it doesn't add up with your living costs. Constantly chasing your tail on a hamster's wheel, so you're afflicted. He catches the afflicted when he draws him into his net. And with this whole election thing, that's exactly what it's designed to do, is to catch you in that net, that snare. Scriptures say when he do it good, he do it for the unwillingly, but at the end he would declare his wickedness. But continue to trust him. All right. He crushes his prey and crouches, and the unfortunate fall by his mighty claws. And you can't say that we didn't warn you. Okay? Just get out of that slave mentality of needing an oppressor to be over you. Because the King of Kings is getting ready to come back, man. That's our governor, that's our ruler, that's our king. But like Jake said 2,000 years ago, we have no king but Caesar. All right, we have no friend but, so hey, it is what it is. But I wouldn't be surprised, man. But it's a L either way for Babylon, whoever gets in, and for you Jakes and you tribes. Because you're not going to be in the secret place of the Lord when all hell breaks loose. You're just going to be out there. So, that's pretty much it. And Lord willing, this was edifying. Let me give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And to the next one, Shalom.